Alright guys, so I'm MacKenzie Smith. I am the executive chef here at Black Dolphin Inn in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, and I am going to show you one of my specialties. So this is a muffuletta themed breakfast grilled cheese. So here at Black Dolphin we're a bed and breakfast, so I'm always making fun, new, exciting seasonal breakfast recipes. And because I've also been writing a grilled cheese blog for the last 8 years now, you can check it out at grilledcheesesocial.com. I figured I'd kind of tie both of my loves together to create this super flavorful, super seasonal, Mardi Gras themed grilled cheese. So the first thing we're going to do is basically make our olive tapenade. And instead of typically putting it in a blender or a food processor to get it really nicely and fine, I'm actually going to rough chop it because I think it gives more flavorful components. It's got this textural variety that you don't typically get with the creamed variety. So I'll just get some olives, and these are green pitted olives, and I'm just going to kind of give them a rough chop. Now don't cut your hand, keep those fingers tucked in, and just go back and forth with it. And I start with the olives because they're circular and they tend to kind of roll away. So you kind of start with this, and then we'll add the other ingredients right in there. So that's roughly chopped. These are just some pickled red onions, and you can find the recipe for this along with the entire sandwich recipe below. But you basically boil a little bit of vinegar, water, sugar, and salt together. Turn the heat off, add the onions, let them cool, and you've got delicious pickled onions. And then this is just some roasted red pepper. I'll just grab about 1/4 of one. And same thing, you're just gonna rough chop this all on top of each other. So we'll get it going this way, and we'll do it this way. And you just kind of want to get all of these little chunks into the same bite-sized pieces. And this is briny. It's sweet from the pickled onions and the roasted red peppers. It's super flavorful, and you can make it even if you don't have a food processor. So that looks really good. And then to add some more brightness, we're just going to do some fresh parsley. And I've already cleaned this. It was super sandy because that's how it comes at the farmer's market. Alright, so I'll just get the leaves off. And I think you can just chop the stems right in there. They've still got that really nice parsley flavor. It won't be too tough because these are pretty tender. So we'll do this. Alright, and then I'm just going to add it into a quart container. Stir. You can see it. It's beautiful, it's colorful. It's got these nice little pink bursts of the pickled red onion, the green from the olives and the parsley, and of course that red from the roasted red peppers. All right, so, sorry. I don't think that needs anything. It's bright, it's acidic. It'll go really well with the other components of the sandwich. So after this, you're just gonna get 2 slices of bread ready and some cheese. So today I'm using a blend of cheeses. I've got smoked mozzarella and provolone. And I think the perfect amount of cheese is about 1.5 slices. You don't want it to be too cheesy, but you also want it to be really cheesy. So it's kind of a really hard line to balance. But I think after making like 10,000 grilled cheese sandwiches that this is the perfect ratio. So then after that, I've got some crispy salami. And all I did for these is just threw them on the flat top and let them cook for a few minutes. It's kind of like crunchy, delicious meat flakes, which is the best thing you could ever possibly want on a sandwich. It's like bacon, but salami. And these are super flavorful. Got a little bit, 8 little pieces there, and you want to just crush it down because next is our egg yolk. Or not our egg yolk, but our egg. And this is cooked over medium, so it's still got a little bit of yolk in it. And after that, we're just gonna top on some of this tapenade. Actually, let's rework this. We're gonna add this first, and then we're gonna use the egg as the binder to hold it all together. So you just want a big old hefty handful of this. It's so pretty. I love it. It smells even better than it looks. All right, rinse my hands real quick. And then we'll just carefully put this on top. You want to be careful not to pop this egg, because when you cut it open, you're going to want that egg yolk to burst. Okay, so now that our sandwich is built and it's layered up and it looks awesome, let's get a little close up of this pretty thing. Look at that. That is a beast of a breakfast sandwich, and it's about to be even more delicious with that buttery, crispy grilled cheese crust. All right, so I've got a little bit of salted butter here, and you can either smear it on or melt it. I like to do the melt, half smear attempt. So I'll do a little bit down at the bottom. And then I'll just place the sandwich right here, and then we'll melt this butter on top. This kind of prevents you from having to do the whole like, this whole thing is covered in butter. What am I supposed to do? All right, and so if you've got the function on your panini press, you're gonna wanna try to float this so that it doesn't squish it down or pop it too much. All right, so one more, push it back a little. It's all about getting that perfect sear on both sides. Okay, so this is just gonna cook for a few minutes. Since it's cooking on both sides, it'll be quicker than doing it in a pan. We'll just let this bubble away. You hear it? Oh my God, it smells so good. Well, it'll be ready in just a few minutes. If you don't have a panini press at home, don't worry about it. This is the same as cooking a regular grilled cheese. You can either use a cast iron skillet or a non-stick pan. Basically butter the whole thing just like I did. And if you've got a cast iron skillet, you can even use that as a press to kind of hold it all together. If you're kind of scared that it won't flip really easily, you'd want to get one side hot and then put maybe a piece of tin foil or something and then press it with that hot cast iron on top. It's a nice little trick that I kind of use sometimes if I can't use my press. But if you're doing it in the pan, you'll want to be sure to flip it just so you get both sides all crispy and buttery and delicious. Alright guys, so I'm pretty sure this grilled cheese is done. We've got these beautiful cheese strips here, and don't ever be afraid for the cheese to kind of spill out of your grilled cheese. That's going to make these delicious, crusty little bites of cheese, also known as fricos or cheese crowns, but I love it. I think it adds another little component of grilled cheese awesomeness. All right, so you're just gonna wanna pull this, move this out of the way, and let it sit for about 30 seconds for that cheese to kind of seize back up. If you cut it now, all the cheese will run right out and you'll be like, what happened to my grilled cheese? All the cheese is on the bowl, or on the plate, not the bowl, sorry. All right, so this is setting up. I can see the cheese already starting to firm. So it's been sitting for a few minutes. Now it's time to slice it open. And I'm just gonna do it right in half. We'll open it up. Ooh, look at that. That perfect medium cooked egg yolk. It's got that beautiful olive salad, the crispy salami, and all those melty layers of cheesy goodness. This thing is going to be so flavorful, and I cannot wait to take a bite.